Welcome to another episode of the Guerrilla Press. We are the Wrestling Dorks. I am John, joined as always to my left by the talker of talking, Sam. Welcome to the show, sir. Stop laughing.
It's actually good to be here right now.
Is it good to be here? Finally. You're excited for once. Jeez. And joined to my right for the first time ever is Jay Lucky. Welcome.
Welcome. Hello.
For those of you who are not watching, who are listening, this is a new era in the Wrestling Dorks history. This is episode 77 of the Guerrilla Press. But Sam, what is it tonight? Episode 1.
On Twitch, baby.
On Twitch. And for those of you who are watching live on Twitch, you've been watching for the last 15 minutes as we bungle our way through episode 1. A couple of audio difficulties and things like that. I'm not sure. Sam has the iPad in front of him because he is in charge of monitoring the dashboard and the chat and everything tonight. And while we go through everything, Sam, what do you see in there? Anything so far?
Well, we had 5 viewers at one point.
Well,
and we now have 3 because you're fucking terrible.
Well, they probably saw all the fuck ups and they're like, well,
you know what's
they
tough?
Don't know what they're doing.
What's tough for me right now is, do I play into the camera but I need to remember to concentrate on the microphone because if I don't talk into the microphone, it's not going to come in clear to our listeners.
You're sitting on a couple of books there because
I'm not sitting on any books. My microphone is. I'm plenty tall enough. Don't tell these people
And I don't think
this.
he's sitting on a towel this week
Yes,
either.
no, I'm
That's
not.
bad news bears though because it's a little steamy in here.
Yeah,
it's
and this is a swamp ass seat too.
It's chilly in here.
It is
I
not
have
chilly
a
at all.
blanket. It's chilly.
Is it because I was a little bit nervous over the whole starting of the stream that I
Probably.
feel a little hot?
Yes.
Well, either way, whatever format you're watching us or listening to us, I gotta try not to look into the camera too.
Yeah, I mean, you just probably are trying to. I think we're down to one viewer. The more you look in the camera,
Yeah, okay. I'm sorry, everybody. I'll stop making eye contact.
People are definitely checking it out, though.
Well, as they should. I mean, anybody that's live kind of gets, precedent there on Twitch. So, anyways, brand new format. I did it again. Looked at the camera. I got to stop doing that. New format. We're one of the few and the proud on Twitch at this moment. So, anyways, Sam, a lot to talk about this week, wouldn't you say, buddy?
Yeah, maybe we should tell the Twitchers that are randomly just joining. We're actually a wrestling podcast.
We are a wrestling podcast. We are the premier Berks County wrestling podcast, I would say. We are part of the Tapped Out Podcast Network. Check them out at Tapped Out Pod on Twitter. Right?
Yep, so yeah, we're just kind of filling everybody in for the nobody that's watching on Twitch right now.
We have
Twitter. It's a lot of tweets.
It's too many
Twitch, Twitter, twat.
Yeah.
Those are all words to begin with TW.
And one of those words we never use around here.
Oh, that's right. Well, you know what? The Twitch audience will quickly come to figure out you're a big pussy.
Don't use that word either.
Yeah, that's another word that's off limits.
Yeah, and then we talk about our bowel movement saying, I went poo-poo.
And what do you wear underneath your pants? Underpants.
I wear underwear.
Well,
talk about underpants.
We wear underpants here on the Wrestling Dorks. Okay, so this is how we roll with the Guerrilla Press. Fast-paced, lots of comedy, lots of silliness, lots of Sam checking out the chat. Keep us updated, all right?
We had one comment so far.
Oh, yeah?
From a Patty Whacker, 52.
Oh, okay.
He said, I usually assume you're touching John when you say you're touching things.
Oh. Do you say you're touching things ever?
Dude, the Twitch has been running the whole time just because we weren't recording the podcast, so there's probably comments.
Oh, so you must have touched something. Oh, well. So yeah, we got a couple of things to get to tonight. We had WWE Evolution on Sunday that we all sat and watched together. We had Raw, SmackDown, Halloween came and went for parties this weekend.
There's still parties this weekend too. People are doing parties.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I read that because it falls middle of the week, some parties are before, some are after.
Well, we can talk about what we did and what we're planning to do. Jay Lucky's going to dip into her mail sack. She's got a little bit of action in the mail sack this week, so that's going to be exciting. Things coming up. So
Super exciting.
Let's jump into it, ladies and gentlemen. WWE Evolution, the first of its kind, once and done, first ever women's pay-per-view in WWE.
Once and done? It's not once and done.
They're talking about doing it again. If this was
there'll be more of them.
We'll see.
Do another one.
We'll see, but it came and went, and the three of us dorks sat over there, and we watched it together.
I did, and I watched this because even though the card was promoted like shit, and there wasn't a lot of great build up to a lot of the matches, I wanted to watch it because I felt they deserved the greatness of myself to be watching.
Holy moly.
This event. And I did watch this one-off event, but you know what? It was Sunday night, damn it. And that's when I watch WWE pay-per-views. None of this Friday at 12 o'clock shit we'll get into.
So, Evolution, me, overall, I say it exceeded my expectations. I was expecting it to be like a celebration, and it was less celebration and more an actual awesome wrestling show, wouldn't you say? I mean, just up and down the card.
I thoroughly actually enjoyed it. I
enjoyed it.
It entertained me, and I enjoyed it.
That sounds like a perverted word.
Enjoyed.
I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it.
No, I mean, it
those
was...
are sexy voices, by the way.
Different presentation than a normal pay-per-view.
Absolutely.
I liked the crowd being darkened. Now, granted, it was because there was nobody there.
That's not what I heard. I heard that it was sold out.
Dude, sold out, yeah. You know what? They could say a Pirates game was sold out, too, because all the tickets were sold, but nobody was there.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Dude, you could buy tickets day of online for like $4 off somebody.
Yeah, second market.
Yes, that doesn't mean that person who wants to get rid of the ticket for $4 you go, well, I couldn't get my $4. I'm going into the pay-per-view.
So you're saying there were empty seats is what you're trying to tell me.
Of course there were all over, but whatever, it doesn't matter. I enjoyed it. I was entertained. I enjoyed it.
There were.
That's true.
So that's all
They
right.
darkened it. I liked that they had the thin barricades. They didn't have the big fat barricades around the ring. It kind of gave that house show feel, but still special somehow.
Yeah, they said they couldn't do a bunch of the shit because they did this whole planning so late. It was kind of just thrown together that the next night was in North Carolina. Normally it's not that far apart. So New York to North Carolina.
Oh,
so
okay.
none of the shit could be there for that show.
Oh, okay.
So that's why it was basically like a house show setup. But yeah, I liked it. I thought the show was good. There were some, of course, we had, we can talk about the unbelievable match we had with Becky and Charlotte.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome.
Tore the hoose down.
Yeah, they did tear the hoose down.
That's the kind of women's wrestling I like. Women that can actually wrestle.
Oh, Jay Lucky back to our women that can actually wrestle.
Yes, back to that. Yes.
Well, I mean, we opened up with the nostalgia.
Less diva, more wrestling.
Opened up with the nostalgia. You got to see your girls, Trish and Lita,
do
their things. And
yeah.
I got a little bit nervous pretty much every time they went to do anything.
Anytime they went to go on the ropes, you got nervous.
What was your saying for the night?
Something about...
Mark your calendar.
Yeah. Mark this day on your calendar, the day Lita died. Yeah. Like, the day Trish died, the day... I mean, there was a lot of moments where I thought...
You said that a lot.
Well, I get nervous. These ladies don't wrestle nearly as much as the men, and certainly not Trish and Lita don't. It's been years, and Lita goes up for a double, what's it called?
A double what?
What the fuck, moonsault thing?
But
she did it on two people, so it was a double. So I was just a little bit nervous.
I think that would just be called like a moonsault on two people, not a double moonsault.
For those of you who are new, this is the smart ass to my left. He's here to correct me, but he's allowed to because he's beaten me in numerous trivia competitions. So, quick, speaking of trivia, we went to trivia tonight and there was a WWE question.
What was the question?
They made it really easy.
It was the easiest fucking question.
Because they gave way too much detail in the question.
It was, what WWE wrestler whose real name is Mark Calloway,
that's where it should have stopped.
It should have.
It did, but it said,
it
debuted, is part of the Brothers of Destruction
with Kane, debuted in 1991. Like, what the fuck? Like, how many, like,
well,
and weighs 320 pounds, is from Death Valley? Like, he might as well have said everything.
I mean, there's a lot of, like, normies that don't watch wrestling.
I kind of want to know, like, how many people got, because I was like, the second he said Mark, I was like, oh my God, it's going to be The Undertaker. But anyways, moving on.
They didn't call them the Paunch Bros?
They did not say that. I should have said that. Sir, I'm sorry. We call them the Paunch Bros. Okay, so honestly, Evolution did not have that many screw-ups, botches, fuck-ups, whatever you want to call them.
And every wrestling event has them. So
yeah, I think that
True.
There was like 15, but whatever. Who's counting?
Well, and a couple were the referee's fault, or
no, they were the referees saving the fucking day. You pointed that one out while we were watching when he kicked the chair to Becky because she was too far away from the chair,
and it was like they kept the camera like on his feet. I'm like, why are they showing? They cut away. Yeah. They cut away any other time.
Yeah, they probably didn't have 46 cameras there though, like the normal show where it's causing you to have like a seizure.
Yeah, true. But didn't you mention something about you saw a spot where the referee was holding Becky Lynch? I didn't understand what you were saying.
Live tonight on Raw. They did like still shots like
SmackDown.
They used to back on what? Huh?
Sorry, I was telling
SmackDown?
people.
You're telling them, yeah. Dude, this guy's gonna play to the fucking fourth wall the entire fucking time. Like,
it's gonna take me a while to get used to it. Well, you sit here and try not to look directly at them. It's hard.
I'm not looking at them because I don't want them to be distracted by my
what
rugged good looks.
Yuck.
Anyway, so tonight on SmackDown, they were doing the still shots like they always do, like making you think like, oh, this, we can't show you the video because this was prime event,
right. Yeah.
So they showed like the moment as Becky was power bombing, and I can use my illustrations on Twitter.
You can now.
Was power bombing
it's Italian people on their damn hands.
Charlotte through the table. and they showed it, and your favorite referee for a Last Man Standing
Mike
match,
Chioda.
referee Mike Chioda, he was actually holding on. They showed the still footage, and they left in a spot where it shows the referee holding Becky Lynch, like anchoring her, so when she threw her, that she like didn't go with her or didn't fall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting that they would show that. Yeah. But okay, so talking about Becky Lynch, so she wins at Evolution, and then you showed me that thing on Twitter where she put almost like a face turn
That's
Twitter.
That's what it felt like to me, where she said like, and you all came with me, basically. Like, I thought, and then
she's like, I planned to do this alone, but you all came with me.
Exactly. Thank you. And to me, that was almost like awesome, like, blah, blah, blah. But now immediately we see that she's going in to be playing the heel role again.
Coming out against Ronda Rousey.
She's going against Ronda in 3 weeks.
At
Survivor
Series already. It's crazy.
Like, we're not even at Crown Jewel, which fuck Crown Jewel, by the way. And we're only 3 weeks away from Survivor Series, which has had like little to no build. And I realized now that I'm watching this Twitch thing how much I like touch myself. Like, not like my like balls or anything, but like my ear, my nose, my face, like,
well, maybe you'll learn.
Well, I don't give a shit. I'm not like you. I don't sit here like, oh, I gotta really stop
I'm
tapping
myself. I better stop.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. So, Sam, update us. Anything in the chat? Anything new?
Nothing.
Nothing. They don't care, JB.
No, I think we're holding steady at 3 viewers, which I think is Patty Whacker 52. Ourselves probably counts as a viewer, and some other person.
It's surprising to me that you can't see who that person is.
Well, who the fuck cares who it is?
I don't know.
What do you think? You're gonna fucking know him?
I guess true. Okay, you're right.
Like, we're not gonna. So I just put hi, all, and welcome. And Patty Whacker mentioned he wanted to ask you guys what was wrong with pussy and twat.
Oh, we just don't let that.
I don't like those words.
Sorry, man. We don't like those words. It's just they're not words that we've ever used. I mean, I've used it like.
If you're listening, Patty Whacker out there, if you notice, this gentleman to my right, there's a lot of weaves coming out there.
Gentleman.
Yeah.
See, that's exactly it. Because I'm a gentleman. I don't use the T word, the C word, the P word.
Yeah. Yeah. I won't even.
You fuck. All right. So we talked about the overall feel of the show, how it kind of felt house showy. But I think that it added a lot to it.
It's more about wrestling.
What did I say? It reminded me of an NXT pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Kind of with the lights down. And I wondered to myself, was it a Triple H produced thing? Does that have anything to do with it? Or do you say it was all just because empty seats and they had a show the next night?
Right. But I liked it because it kept the focus on the wrestling. They said Vince was there. So,
okay.
I don't know.
All right. Jay Lucky. So your mailbag.
4 viewers, look out!
Look out! So we had a mail or a email. I'm sorry.
We had a mail.
We had
this
a message. It's
Of course
fucking
I
me
know.
up. I'm usually way better than this.
He can't handle it.
I can't.
If you ever fucking videotaped you two guys fucking, how bad his performance
Wait a second. I would ratchet it up for that.
Sam, I'm pretty sure I would end up touching myself.
Yes. Oh, this is gonna go well because we can play each other. Oh, yeah. Baby.
Oh, and you're both sitting across from each other now.
Yeah, that's nice. I got something way better to look at than the wall.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I know. Now that's what I mean. I'm looking at her. Now I got to look at the people.
I'm usually sitting there, so it's unfortunate for you. But
there's still swamp ass sitting on that chair.
Feeling good right now. It's not too hot in here for once, but yeah. So I think this Twitch, it's got you all a little frazzled. You're trying to, it's going to be good because now we have a podcast. We got the Twitch. Anybody that's just joining in right now, again, thanks for joining us. I see the viewer count has been steadily rising throughout this episode.
Yeah, that's actually a really good thing, which I'm excited for that. So the next night, we'll get to the mailbag in a second. The next night on Raw, I had to bring this up. 10-woman tag match. The next night on Raw after this amazing pay-per-view, all for the women.
I saw you text that right away.
What the fuck?
Like the old school. But, I guess they really wanted to make sure all these, Lita and Trish get a match on Raw, which was nice for them.
Right.
I don't think they're necessarily going to immediately go back to 10 women tag and 30-second matches. And the match was long. It wasn't like it was short. It wasn't like a 10 women tag that lasted 2 minutes.
Just throwing them all back in there together, it's kind of...
But it was goods versus bads.
Goods versus bads. Whatever.
Yeah.
Well, Jay Lucky, I was going to pull up your mailbox, but my mailbox is on the phone, which is now recording us. So I can remember what the question said. And it was from a gentleman named...
I would like to make sure it's word for word.
I'm sorry. Well, I could turn off the Twitch feed.
Yeah, we
and
can.
read it if you'd like. And it's a timely question, so we're going to have to...
I'll just make up the question.
It was from a gentleman named Nick. Nick emailed and asked, as a woman, what were your thoughts on the Evolution pay-per-view coming from an actual woman? An actual woman. Trust... God damn it, I looked right at it again.
Wait, what? They think
An
she might
actual
not be...
woman?
Whoa, wait, time out. You're saying...
Everybody think I'm a fake woman?
And what if she was a fake woman? What would be wrong with that?
What do you mean, fake woman?
You're saying an actual woman. You're saying that there's fake women? Well,
like a blow-up doll? Is that what you're talking about?
No. The way you termed it was like, because Jay Lucky was born a woman, is that supposed to be something
I am not
different?
going down that road with you, brother.
I
am not.
I love it.
So, Jay Lucky, talk to our viewer, Nick, our friend Nick, who wants to know how a woman thought as she watched that pay-per-view. Can you ask the chat how we sound then, please?
No, what the fuck? I'm sure
Why
we
do you
sound
keep
fine.
asking me a question and then cutting me off?
Because I want him to do
to
that while you're talking.
Okay.
We're managing a lot of things here. So anyways, please, talk to our friend Nick.
So our friend Nick. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed most of it.
Okay.
I don't know, honestly. There were some parts that I kind of tuned out on. But I did enjoy. I even thought when they all were in the ring, I thought I was going to hate that because that's not my thing. I get very bored.
The Battle Royal,
very easily.
you mean?
Yeah, the Battle Royal.
Oh, okay.
I get bored easily with that, but I enjoyed it. Maybe because there were so many of the older female wrestlers in there that I like, so I was entertained watching them.
Speaking of that, did you realize Ivory is 56 years old?
Is she?
I had to look it up.
Figure out her age. Wow.
Yeah, and she was hanging with
she
those ladies.
She still looks so good, though. She looks the same as I remember her looking. She doesn't look any different. I don't even feel like she had plastic surgery or anything on her face.
She probably
exactly
did.
The same. You think so?
I mean, probably.
She didn't look
Remember,
fake
according
to
to this guy,
56.
you've only got...
She's fallen.
You've got less than 10 years, so Ivory would have hit that wall 6 years ago.
She didn't hit the wall. I don't think
so maybe Jay Lucky's got 16 years left in her, huh?
Probably not.
Oh,
jeez.
Probably. God.
Ivory, there's probably a reason why she's held together. I don't know. I'll look it up on the interwebs. Probably will tell me. I'm going to type in Ivory why she's held together.
So you liked it overall?
I did like it. And of course I love Becky, so I did enjoy the Charlotte Becky match.
Great.
So let's talk.
To me, that was very impressive to me.
Let's talk about Rousey and Bella. What did you think of that? Did it go the way you thought it was going to go? Or are you happy, again, as a woman, that the tough girl got over on the diva? What were your thoughts there?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh.
I enjoyed the wrestling piece of it. So for me, just seeing the women, the Bellas are all about their looks, and the diva, and even they have their show. It's like their reality show, which I feel like that's what they are now. They're a reality show. They're not wrestlers.
Well,
I'm sure people disagree with me, and that's fine. I'm not impressed by them at all.
She's not impressed by the Bellas, but yet.
Because I enjoy the wrestling. I love the women that actually wrestle.
So what's your daughter going as tomorrow for Halloween again?
Yes, she likes Nikki. That's who
you
she's going as.
You should have brought on the little things that you made for...
Oh, I don't have them here.
Oh, you don't?
No, she has them. We gave them to her today.
She needs them tomorrow for Halloween.
Oh, I thought I saw something over there.
No, that's my rough draft.
Oh, that's your rough draft. He can't show his rough draft.
Well, you get the rough draft. I don't care.
We have pictures. We'll post them.
Yeah, I took a picture of the items, and then she's going to take pictures of her, actually in the stuff.
So, yeah, she likes Nikki Bella a lot, and I think she likes the fact that she comes out. She's half dressed and she does her dance moves.
She likes the half dressed part.
I think you're in trouble. She doesn't appreciate the wrestling piece of it. She appreciates more the storyline. She likes
the sassiness.
She likes that her boyfriend's John Cena.
Did you tell them they're not together anymore?
Yes, they know, but they really are back together.
Wait,
Yes, they were with hiding.
They're not back together.
Well, anyway.
Trust the gossip girl over here.
No,
it was all gossip. All over everything that they were just doing it for the show.
Yeah, but then it came out that they weren't. Oh God.
Anyway, she likes the storyline.
Are you crunching ice into the microphone?
She makes her. She doesn't have a John Cena doll. Oh, but Christopher does. But she does. She takes her Nikki Bella and makes a kiss another boy wrestler. She's a doll. She's not. She doesn't do wrestling moves with her. She just likes her.
We did give her the universal title belt because it's red.
We don't have a women's title belt.
I don't have a women's title belt.
Christopher has a whole bunch of belts, but obviously not the women's.
Just because she doesn't have to be a wrestler, she could be a manager.
Yeah, what's wrong with being Lana? Lana number one.
She doesn't like her. She likes Nikki.
Right.
She picked her own costume. I didn't ask. I didn't tell her she had to do anything.
So yeah, the story was there was we just got a plain black hat, and I drew the Fearless logo on it, and then I drew Fearless up and down the socks. So you guys will see that on Twitter. Check us out.
Well, the socks
were
plain
Dorks.
red.
Yeah, they were plain red. Yeah.
Tapped Out
really
Pod's watching us.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, he says, hey guys, we're recording our prep show for our Patreon. So
cool.
Good point. Basically, we do have a Patreon.
Yes.
Yeah,
Patreon.
And so do the guys that our colleagues.
Yes.
With Tapped Out Pod.
Yep.
If I fall when I get out of here, it's because my chair is really close to the table. So
oh my god!
You know, and he wants me to get him a beer. So I just
oh my god!
You were supposed to. No,
the dynamics.
Well, considering I'm getting up, like I don't know how to get out of a chair.
Get me a beer.
No, that's not the way.
Wow.
Hey,
I just want everybody
here's
know,
what I did.
He doesn't want to lose his airtime.
You won't believe this later on when we discuss what we're talking about. I'm the progressive one here, not ordering around a woman to get me a beer.
Oh, this is horseshit. Normally what I do is I get up and get my own beer, right? But we're in the middle of talking. She's slightly off camera.
What, you couldn't open it?
Sorry.
So
Do you need me to open it?
what I did was I
Do you need me to
nicely, no, I have my hands. No, I'm fine. Oh my God. I wrote beer on this thing and just showed it to her thinking maybe she would just
because I have to get
bring me
in and
one
out like this and get my blanket out.
All right, well, I know for next time. Don't disturb the cold girl. Anyways.
Well, when I'm sitting this
I was reading, actually, going back to Nikki and
yes, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Rhonda, that the one guy on Twitter, I don't even know who it was just one of those things where enough people liked it, I saw it, and I ended up liking it because it was a comment about how Rhonda's offense actually looks like it hurts.
Yeah.
And I thought about that, I'm like, it's so true. When Rhonda does shit, outside of like the MMA moves, because I watch enough MMA to know that like that armbar shit, but whatever. The throws, the judo, those things, it looks painful versus, a lot of wrestlers I feel like today, and like this guy saying they do moves that to look cool, right, but they don't look like they would hurt at all. When she's throwing it looks like, all right, she's ragdolling the shit out of somebody.
It also looks like it's not scripted. When she does stuff, she does it so fast that it's not like, you can tell sometimes people do moves and when they go to do them, they do them very slowly. And you can tell they're trying to do safely, which is good.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's slow. Like her moves are so fast, it's like it doesn't look like it's been scripted or practiced.
So will you guys be excited for this Survivor Series match then between her and Becky?
Me? So
either one of you.
I will. I think it will be good.
I think it's too soon.
I mean, I don't think Ronda's super amazing.
And it makes
in wrestling, but
it makes me think that what's going to happen is it's still going to be Charlotte Ronda at WrestleMania if they're already giving us Becky Ronda. Okay, okay. What were you fixing there, Daddy-O?
Well, I just want to make sure it was charging. I don't know how much, but with this being our first one, I don't know how much battery
the
Twitch takes from my camera, and I don't want to shut off halfway. You know what I mean? So sorry for that. Whatever, people, but Sam, you have to tell me how stupid that looks. Oh, there I go.
Your fat fingers.
Yeah, we're on tape delay, so that's kind of nice.
It's nice. Now I'm only half my body. I'll tell everybody that's my whole body, but now only half my body.
Oh, did I turn a little bit?
And it's more Cheez-Its. We got it. It's in the picture. Our show, actually, by the way, let everybody know, is presented by Cheez-Its. And not the reduced fat.
No, only reduced fat.
Over there.
You bullshit. You ate them on Sunday.
I ate like 6. They were terrible.
He said that
the
stale regulars were.
Yeah. Reduced fat Cheez-Its are for people that don't say the T word and the C word and the S word.
The S word?
Shit.
Yeah. I say shit.
Yeah, and we were like, I don't refer to them. You're like, I went poop.
You know what I'm interested to listen back and see if we sound, like if we talk differently knowing that we're on camera. Do you know what I mean? Like if it makes, I think we're still doing the same.
I'm not even looking at them.
No, I'm not saying looking. I'm saying, like, are we talking differently? Because, like, you're watching us, which is kind of weird to think.
I'm just constantly looking to see if people are coming in, because it doesn't tell you when somebody comes in. Like, trying to keep up it goes away. Like, it'll say live how many viewers.
Oh, okay.
And, I'm just interested to see,
cool.
This is new. Right now, like, the logo, the Wrestling Dorks logo is actually over, like, part of my head. So I have a huge head, so it's alright. So most of my head's still showing.
Oh, do you want me to move the camera?
I don't give a fuck. I'm just making comments. All right.
What's the next
wrestling
thing?
It up.
Jesus. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay. So Raw opens up, and it frustrated the hell out of me. Anytime there's a pay-per-view, the first thing that on Raw then is we recap the pay-per-view, or like the biggest thing from the Nope. it was Brock and Braun come out and start the show off. So it just tells you what the priority is. And I get hyping Crown Jewel, whatever. But was it not just another kick in the vagina to these girls? I mean, really?
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No. What was that click?
I'm clicking on things just to look at things, all right? Just calm down.
The click, I was like, are we recording or not?
No, I'm recording. I was just trying to see something. That's all. Just chill out.
God.
This is episode 1. I got to work out the bugs. This is like, now is the time to do it. I just wanted to see if there was a way to see.
So,
things.
No, I mean, Braun starts out the episode. They're going to promote Crown Jewel. It's a card, a superstar card. You know, there's matches that you don't normally get even on regular pay-per-views, which irritates the piss out of me. But,
but think about it. You get to watch it at noon at work.
I ain't fucking watching it.
You can't.
I ain't watching it. First of all, it's at noon on a Friday when, unfortunately, I have to be working. Now, granted, you know, I'm sure a lot of the, you know, maybe people have off or they're going to take off to watch Crown Jewel or they'll watch at work. But I'm not watching. It's nothing to do, honestly, with the political shit going on. I'm just not watching because I didn't watch the one in Australia. I'm not watching this one. I watch my wrestling pay-per-views on Sunday night.
With a rag on a stick.
Yeah. Listen, we don't get to see Shawn Michaels and, you know, all these quote-unquote big matches they're putting together. Brothers of Destruction versus DX. They throw it together for the fucking King of Saudi Arabia. That irritates me. And I'll try to not get, you know, my end political. I'll let you talk about that, but even though I'm usually the political one.
Yeah. I'm surprised that's not what's chasing you away.
No, because that'd be lying because I didn't watch Australia.
That's
There's nothing wrong with Australia.
Because I'm saying that's the reason I'm not watching it. I mean,
you watched the one in Australia.
Right.
You're saying you're not watching because of the whole political situation. You're pulling a John Cena and Daniel Bryan.
I am. I would watch.
Shocking
if they had moved it to another country, I probably would have still watched it. You know what I mean? But I don't like that right now with everything that's going on with us, our relationship with Saudi Arabia, that Vince just gives no fucks and just goes for the dollar signs. And that I know me not watching does nothing. Because, I mean, I'm sure the kids are still going to want to watch it.
Still getting your $9.95.
The kids are going to want to watch it, and I'll probably end up seeing it, but I'm not making it a point to watch it.
Which for me is shocking because you're the yes sir, no sir, like, you know.
I'm the yes sir, no sir.
Yeah, you are. You're the guy that always, like, when we used to have going back to the beginnings of the wrestling dorks, we would get into debates about somebody like CM Punk for rocking the boat. And you're doing a rock the boat type move. You're not.
I guess that's true. Maybe I'm evolving a little bit.
Yeah. You've certainly evolved. I'll tell you that.
Oh, what does that mean?
You have. But what I'm saying is, and we can.
I don't know what he's saying. I'm trying to look into that. I'm like, he's saying but the way he said it, he goes, "Oh, you've definitely evolved."
So what I'm saying too, on top of it is, and it's a topic I wanted to talk about is, Cena and Bryan played their card that
their power.
They're not going.
Yeah.
Now Cena, who's a part-timer now at this point, isn't going to Saudi Arabia, and the reports are because he's trying to have a Hollywood career and he's going to be bad for that. Who knows if that's true or he's really against what happened or what's going on. But I could see him having enough power to play that card. Are you surprised at all that Daniel Bryan has the power as well to say, fuck it, I'm not going? Because I could see
I'm surprised. Vince, I'm surprised he has that power to say that. I can't imagine. Why does he have that much pull?
Because he's one of the biggest stars in the company.
But so you're saying AJ Styles doesn't have that kind of pull?
I mean, he doesn't. I mean, he hasn't been in WWE as long as Daniel Bryan has.
I guess. And obviously Triple H and those guys, those are company men. They're going to do no matter what.
Right. So I mean, and Daniel Bryan, you know, he's very liberal. So I think this, you know, makes sense for him. But I'm surprised. And then, so they moved up the match to SmackDown tonight.
So there was a title match tonight on SmackDown, AJ versus Daniel Bryan, and who comes out at the end? Joe.
Your guy. But the match was amazing. I only got to see, because I was busy covering high school girls volleyball, I only got to see the last 15,
or as he calls it, his paying job.
Yeah. I only got to see the last 15 minutes, and it was great. Like, it kept me, you know, great finish. I was thrilled that Daniel Bryan tapped out.
Do you think they gave us the same match they were going to give us a Crown Jewel?
Might have.
Like, because, you know, they pretty much work out their match, especially guys like that are really good.
Yeah, I mean, they certainly may have. And then, but, you know, having Joe run in, now we get Joe, AJ, at Crown Jewel.
Which is fine.
Do you think there's any heat in the back on the boys from the boys on Cena and Bryan. Now, Cena, he won't really have to deal with it because he's not there all the time, but he's been there forever. All those guys probably respect him. So you think maybe they cut him more slack than Daniel Bryan?
I'm sure that Daniel Bryan got a lot of heat. What do you think? Do you think if you were in their shoes, would you hate that Daniel Bryan, like, even though you respect him, like, be like, damn it, how did he get away with, like, not going?
Maybe. I don't know. I feel like it would be understood why.
Really?
Yeah.
But, like, what if you really didn't want to go, but you're Ty Dillinger, and you're like, really
he got
against...
injured, so you probably don't...
Oh, God damn it, this fucker. I'm trying to make a point. He railroads me.
But his points are always so shittily started.
What's shittily? Okay,
Shittily.
you're...
Shittily?
Now I got to sit here and come up
Shittily.
with somebody. You're Dash Wilder, and you're like, oh, geez, I really don't agree with the politics of this thing, but I'm no Daniel Bryan, so I still have to go. Don't you think that would make you kind of hate Daniel Bryan a little bit, or do you don't?
I mean, maybe, but I don't know if they're. I don't know. I'm sure there's going to be a little
bit of hate there.
A little bit of hate if they don't want to go.
Well, I assume
Although
these
people might be really wanting to go they might be like, wow, I get to be on the pay-per-view.
See, I don't think I think it's the money. Dude, there's no way that these aren't big pay-per-view payouts for everybody that's involved. Now, granted, Paunch Bros are probably getting more than, some of the smaller attractions that are on the show. And who knows if there's like dark matches or whatever.
Right.
But I think that's probably the only saving grace is, I'm sure, Daniel Bryan's not going, but he's also not getting any of the big payout from this show. I'm sure Shawn Michaels is making a fuck ton, Triple H, so that's the only thing. I mean, he maybe even said too, he's like, I don't want to make any money off that country.
Yeah.
But I'm surprised, like, when they first announced it, I'm like, oh man, I hope old Vince might have been like vindictive and like, all right, we're going to bury him on SmackDown. He's going to lose to AJ Styles in 30 seconds.
Oh, well, yeah.
He did tap out though.
He did tap
clean
out.
Tap.
Yeah, clean tap.
Which I don't know if that was originally, I liked it because I like that showing that anybody can tap out.
Right.
Like it's not a bad thing to tap out. I mean, once in a while, like
Daniel Bryan never taps out.
Yeah. In UFC, like in the real realm of things, like a tap out, some guys try to avoid it and go to sleep if they're being choked.
Right.
But this was the calf crusher. They built the leg to be hurt the whole match, did a bunch of damage to it. I said right away I thought he was going to tap, and then it went longer and longer, and then when he did, I was like, all right, I like that. I want sometimes what the match ending sequence don't have 40 different like false finishes.
Right.
Sometimes I think they do too much false finishes. I really enjoyed that match. I thought it was good.
Yeah, it was really good stuff. And you talked about the Paunch Bros and Shawn Michaels and DX and everything. So they close out Raw, and bald Shawn Michaels comes out and gives a half-ass super kick to the Undertaker.
Was the bad super kick?
Dude,
I didn't get to see it.
The super kick, Undertaker had to bend down for Shawn Michaels to super kick him.
Well, he's 57 years old.
I understand that, but if Shawn Michaels can't
and Undertaker's tall.
Undertaker in the face, I don't want Shawn Michaels in the ring, is what I'm saying. You know
that's
what I mean?
The only thing I want to see really at Crown Jewel. I want to see
can he still go?
If you still got it.
Right. He looks like to almost be in better shape than he was when he was there.
He's probably on some Triple H roids.
Yeah, probably. But I'm telling you, the super kick was bad, man. Now he was wearing jeans, so you got to give him some. You can't stretch as much in jeans. But Undertaker, you could see him bend over, like almost like he was trying to like act woozy or something, just so he could take that super kick.
There's lots of times that happens when anybody wrestles. The people help out and do things to make it look better.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, just
Don't you agree? I feel like
do.
that happens a lot.
But when it comes to Crown Jewel, I mean, that's
you're not getting 40-year-old Michaels or 35-year-old, and you sure as hell ain't getting 25-year-old Michaels. You're getting 50-plus-year-old Shawn Michaels out of the ring for 8 years?
Yeah,
it's going to be interesting to see what he's got.
I get it. I'm just saying, for the first thing that he did, it was bad. I guess is what I'm saying. For the first thing he did since coming back. So,
are there any comments, Sam?
Yeah, Sam, how's the chat going? Anything new?
No chats, nothing.
Oh, come on. For you viewers out there, anybody who's watching us on Twitch here, throw in something in the chat box. This is episode 1.
The old chat
working
box.
out the box.
Looking at the box. We just dropped from 4 viewers to 3.
Aw. Did I look at the camera again? Can you see?
But we got to build up a following. Did we post on Twitter? Like, hey, we're going live on
multiple
Twitch?
times, yeah. As soon as I tested it last night. I was actually working at Valet, and I live streamed myself for 2 minutes and my brother Pat was watching, and he gave me feedback and said, yeah, I can hear you, I can see you, blah, blah, blah. So once that worked, I've done like 3 or 4 posts saying, and it's just twitch.tv/wrestling_dorks. So that's really, it's pretty straightforward and simple to find us. And we will build that audience.
This will be just our new platform.
Yeah, I mean, the good thing is I can record I'm doing nothing different. I'm just doing. And
we can Twitch anytime. So
absolutely. We can live stream us watching a pay-per-view.
I don't know if you can use it as a verb, but yeah, we can Twitch anytime, baby. That's what we're saying. We were saying like we could Twitch us watching Raw.
Yeah, absolutely. All I got to do is bring the microphone over and the camera set up again. And by camera, I have this fancy ass camera set up. Which is, I'm glad you guys can't see that part of it. So that's kind of good. All right. So Lashley replaced Cena in the World Cup. Do we give a fuck? I mean, do we even want to make a pick of who you think is going to win the best in the world?
Yeah, so the brackets were revealed. I was, again, another match I'd be excited for. Again, I'm not really excited for any matches left on the card. I would just like to see Shawn.
Yeah.
But Angle Ziggler is a first-round matchup in the World Cup. That could be really good. The other first-round matchup on Raw is Lashley Rollins. And then SmackDown's matchups are Miz Hardy and Orton Mysterio. So if I had to pick if we were trying to pick the winners, and then basically one representative goes from SmackDown, one from Raw.
Oh yeah.
Shane McMahon announced tonight if you whoever makes the finals from SmackDown, if they don't win, they're fired.
Oh wow! So they're going to move somebody up that they can send to Raw.
If the SmackDown person doesn't win,
right?
So I mean, my representative guess. I mean, if I had to, from the Raw side, I see Seth Rollins defeating Bobby Lashley, and then in the other match on Raw, I would see
Ziggler beating.
No, I think Kurt Angle wins.
Really?
Yeah. Although 2 matches in one night maybe is the issue there.
Well, I'm just thinking Ziggler and Rollins we know is going to put on an awesome match.
True. You know what? I'll say Ziggler because now I'm thinking about do they really want to have if he has a good match with Ziggler, could he even have another match with
I'm thinking like Angle, it's like almost wins against Ziggler, but it's like, he came up just short.
So then I'll say Seth would beat Ziggler then.
Well, and didn't you see a thing that said McIntyre is going to be there?
Okay.
A crown jewel, so there's dastardly deeds.
Yeah, so Seth beats Ziggler, and then from the SmackDown side, I'll go with, it's tough. Mysterio's just come back, and he's got Orton, and then
I'd like to see Mysterio Hardy.
And then it's Miz Hardy. I'm going to go with the finals there. And we'll keep a heel face dynamic there. I'm going to say the heel winner is going to be in the not the Orton match, the other match.
Miz Mysterio.
Yeah, no, it's not Miz. It's Miz Hardy.
Oh, Miz Hardy.
So I'm going to say it's going to be a final of Miz versus Mysterio.
And I'm going to say it ends with Rollins Mysterio.
Okay.
Because that sounds like just a really good match.
And I'm saying Rollins Miz.
For like a war. Okay. So I'm going to say, okay. Who do you have a final 2 out of all those chumps? Do you need me to go run down?
No.
Okay.
Dastardly Deeds.
I know
Miz.
who's in it.
Oh, you think Miz gets to the finals because of Dastardly Deeds?
I'm going to say, he's a heel, have him do Dastardly Deeds, get to the finals, lose to Rollins, and then come back to Raw.
Okay. All right. I could see that. That's not bad. I'm thinking if you're going to send Miz all the way, you should have him win.
Or Miz wants time off maybe to film a movie, and he gets written off SmackDown
Marine
for a while.
8 or whatever.
Yeah.
Comes back.
Yeah. So you get a final 2 you want to pick?
Time off to plow Maurice.
Jeez.
What's wrong with that?
Plow.
What's wrong with plowing?
I'm thinking Rollins.
Rollins and
the hot pick.
Yeah, we all picked Rollins, so we're all going to lose.
Vince is listening. He's going to change it just because of that.
He's like, that's it. It's Bobby Lashley. No, he would never have Lashley.
Bobby Lashley.
Yeah.
And then I was also thinking The Miz.
Oh,
all right. Well, there you go.
Woman.
Well, you too.
Usually, Sam and I tend to pick alike, so I was trying to think if I wanted to pick with him, but...
That's
usually
right.
picking the same thing I do is disastrous.
Especially, for WWE at least, yeah.
And rest of things in life.
That's all right, man.
Speaking of life. Halloween.
So
tell everybody.
We had a Halloween party on Friday night, and boy, howdy, did we party. We really did, didn't we?
We did.
We got there at like 5:30 to help set up, and we left there
5.
at like 3.
Yeah.
3 in the morning. We got home just as that 18-inning Dodger game was ending. I got to see the whole second half of the game, last 9 innings.
I got to see some pictures from your casino Halloween extravaganza.
Yeah, she was a showgirl or whatever, or a drink girl or something like that. And I was
a showgirl?
Blackjack dealer.
We did help serve drinks.
I was that you were serving drinks, so I would have thought.
Because there were casino games going on, so we were helping out.
Yeah, so I was dealing blackjack. Not all night because my back got tired.
Throwing some BJ, giving out some BJ.
BJ, everybody. At one point, I had 7 people at my table. Though it was pretty crazy. I was
did you give out ever 7 BJs at the same time?
It was kind of rough. Having to do all that math is kind of difficult, and that's why I was like, all right, because that was way harder than doing the poker or.
Yeah, I think knowing you, I wouldn't have had you do that.
Well, it's because the other 2 idiots don't really.
I think you would have been better serving drinks.
What? Fuck.
Because I know how you are with stuff like that. After a minute, it's going to wear off and you're going to be dealing and somebody's going to be what should I do? And you're like, I don't know, it's fucking 18, do whatever the fuck you want.
It got that way. I did do a solid hour, but we were supposed to do it for 2 hours and then I tagged out to some other guest that was just there.
Tagged out, you use wrestling terminology.
Yeah, tagged out. But Jay Lucky did not spill any drinks. Tag. She didn't spill any drinks, which is surprising.
So that means she didn't serve any, or?
She barely served any.
I served a couple.
She looked damn good, though.
I made them. I was making drinks at the bar.
Yeah.
Oh, God. She was making drinks.
There were people that were trusting me to they said, just make me something fruity.
That's always what you hear. I always hear.
Or just make me something that has this in it and something, so.
How many times you go out with a girl and you always hear them let me have something fruity but strong. It's always, that's the terminology used by 80% of women is fruity but strong.
Isn't that how they like their men, too? It's kind of weird.
Fruity but strong.
Fruity?
But strong?
I don't think so.
Is that how you would describe yourself?
No. No. I would just say that it's just...
Fruity but weak, he's thinking.
Yeah.
You bunch of fucks. No, it was a great time. There all night. We did karaoke from midnight on. And I think I texted you at 11:30 and said, the party's dying out. Don't bother coming. Then 4 hours later, we went home.
That you did?
I felt bad because I did...
You're a terrible person.
I did tell her at 1 or 2 or something. I was like, oh shit, I should have told Sam to come.
No, you told me you never heard from Sam.
Well, because I texted him. That's what I mean. I didn't hear from him, so then I was like...
But I was like, oh, Sam didn't come. He's like... Yeah, I didn't hear from him. I was like,
oh yeah.
Making it seem like you bailed out.
No. I told you that he didn't bail.
Wait. Wink.
No. Yeah, we can't do that anymore. No more winking to get our points across.
You were winking to get your point across before. That's how I caught you in a lie. You're like, remember, Sam? And I'm watching you. I'm looking at you in the face as you're winking. As you're lying.
Great stuff.
Can't get past 4 viewers. I'm telling you, I'm going to have a party if we ever get to 6.
We got to get to 6. All right. Well,
we've had 5 at one
We'll put it out there. Jay Lucky, you should live tweet right now and say, hey, follow us on the Twitch machine.
Okay.
All right. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen. So, Sam, tell us about you. This is a wrestling podcast.
Oh, yes.
And you did dress up Saturday night.
I should inform you folks on what I went as for Halloween this year. I'm going to bring up a picture on my camera phone.
Camera phone? What is this, 2006?
So it's not a full body shot, but I will turn to the camera.
That's right, we have a camera now, yeah.
We can show it. I can't see if it's in the picture. I'm going to try and line it up.
You're going to have to hold it for 6 seconds.
But anyway, I'm making sure it's still that picture. Yeah.
Sam, what other kind of pictures do you have on there?
Shut it. There? Anyway,
look,
so
the delay is killing me.
If you can look and see here, they can see it. I looked. It's not super close, but I'm reaching it out. Go this way. All right. So I was IRS, Erwin R. Scheist,
and it was damn good. And I'll tell you what, the best part of that was the look.
Yeah, I had I looked at look. Yeah, we'll have to put a picture up on Twitter of it.
I wasn't going to, because I wasn't sure if you were comfortable with that. So.
Well, no, I mean that's nothing wrong with that. I mean it's when we were doing stupid other things that aren't very professional. A fun Halloween picture never hurt anybody.
Okay, yeah. Well, I don't outwardly post your picture unless I'm given permission.
But yeah, so I went as Erwin R. Scheist. I was only wrestling themed.
It was
I'd
awesome.
love to do a whole wrestling theme for Halloween for everybody to dress up as a wrestling character.
Hey, when we get a house, let's do it. Or when you get a house, let's do it.
Yeah, I don't think either of those are happening. So.
Well, that's right. According to him, you and I won't even last more than, certainly.
I didn't set a time frame on that.
You didn't set a time frame. You just said that her looks will fall apart and we won't be together by the time she hits 50.
So it's my fault because I'm going to get old and decrepit.
No, I never said you would break up due to your looks. I just said, obviously you'll just break up. It's what happens.
Obviously. Well, we don't live together yet. We will be in a month.
So. That's a relationship killer.
Yeah, we literally have 30 days. Today's the 30th. November 30th, I have to be out of this apartment. So this is my last 30 days here.
It's going to be interesting trying to figure out where we're going to film Twitch.
Yeah, I'm going to have to do the basement.
The new household.
I'm going to have to figure it out. I'll figure it out. I'll make it happen.
Good luck with that.
It'll happen.
What other topics we got here, JB?
Well, I don't have too much. Honestly, we have the trick or street fight that happened tonight. You were pretty damn excited about that.
No, it was better than some of the other ones, actually. Did you get to catch that at all?
A little bit.
I did not.
Fill
me in.
Did you see, I guess you were watching, New Day dressed up for Halloween. So New Day's entrance music started, and then it cut, and you heard the music change, and they came out as the Brood. It was awesome. Yeah, Xavier Woods was Edge, Big E was Gangrel, and Kofi was Christian. And they won the match via the fake blood spitting. They spit it on Big Show, and they spit it into Cesaro's face as well.
Right. I keep forgetting Big Show is with the bar now.
Yeah, the Big Bar Show, or whatever the hell they're going as. But
the Big Bar Show.
Yeah, I have no idea. And I think Big Show even forgot like he was a bad guy because he came out and did his like smile thing when he comes out. And then I don't know if he remembers. Like, wait, I should have mean face on.
I'm Angry Show now. Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's pretty great.
Yeah, that was something. But yeah, best thing going probably right now in WWE. It's gonna be at some point Rollins Ambrose.
Oh,
really
absolutely.
let that feud, put together. But right now from Becky Charlotte.
Yep.
Charlotte tonight declined Paige's invitation to be the captain of the team at Survivor Series.
Wow. See, I missed that part.
For now, she declined it. I mean, she didn't say for now, but she declined it. And Paige's like, well, please reconsider.
That's a terrible page.
Fuck yourself, all right?
Reconsider.
Consider.
Yeah, you're worse. You're
no, I was making fun of you. That wasn't me doing
I didn't
Paige.
say consider.
Consider.
You're so bad.
Impression of Sam doing an impression.
Yeah. You're a fucking wanker.
I didn't write down anything about the Ambrose and Rollins thing because not too much happened. Rollins tried to call Ambrose down to the ring, and he just kind of refused. And so I guess they're going to kind of let it simmer. Do you think it's still a little odd that they're using the leukemia thing from Roman Reigns to like fuel this feud? I mean, do you think that's wrong, or do you think that's? I personally think that's great.
Wait! You think they're using it to fuel it?
I don't think they used it.
No, they did. They did on Monday night.
Well, they're going to bring it up.
Well, he brought it up as
he brings
the
it
fact
up.
That he did it the same night as the most emotional thing that could happen in the Shield, but I don't know if he used it.
I'm not saying like
I don't think Ambrose is going to say I turned on you because he has leukemia.
Right, and it's not like Ambrose is going to say I gave him leukemia. I'm not saying they're using it in that sense, but I'm just saying like they're still using it as part of the storyline, and I think it's awesome. I mean, I've read what I'm trying to get at.
You love leukemia? Is that what you're saying?
I'm trying to get at is I've read online people saying they think it's wrong that it's even being brought up and used within the storyline, whereas I think it's awesome because it's a real life and it adds realism to the. It's
wrestling. That's how things go.
Yeah, I mean, the show goes on.
Yeah, that's how it's always been. I mean, they're not going to hopefully. I mean, this is nothing compared. Exploiting is what they did with Eddie Guerrero's death. Mm-hmm. That, in my opinion, was wrong. But hey, it helped Chavo. It helped Rey Mysterio a ton. It helped Vicky. So if that's what helped people close to Eddie, that's probably what he would have wanted. So to me, that maybe made it a little bit better.
Yeah. Do you think it's okay that they're using it in storylines? Right,
yeah,
for now?
Because I don't think they're really using it. I mean, he brought it up as like, oh, you did it on the same night, on this emotional night that we found out,
right.
Like our brother had, like, I don't feel like he was like, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know if it was really part of the story, like he was using it as part of the storyline.
And it's not like Vince is introducing like a new character.
But I mean, in another
leukemia.
But also to say he announced it on the show I
guess that's true. It's almost like he's giving his blessing to.
So I mean, it's going to be discussed. It's going to be brought up. It was all over every single news station, channel,
right.
Any kind of social media within a second of him saying it. So. I mean, it's going to be brought up.
And I'm sure they talked to him about it. Like, he probably told him, like, I got to go get beat it. But when you come back, like, obviously they're all planning for him to come back. They think he's going to beat it.
Yeah.
And when he comes back, it's going to make it that much better for him that he gave that awesome speech. And, he's going to come back and be actually over with the fans.
Right.
Versus before. Not saying this is, you know what I'm saying, that it's not like they were like, "Oh, I'm glad you have leukemia, so now you're going to be over the fans." But take advantage of the situation.
I mean, seriously, why not? I mean, if he's all better and he's good with it, why not roll with it? So, are you dressing up for work tomorrow for Halloween?
No, our work did something where, like, I mean, you could dress up and you could also participate in like the competition.
What, tomorrow?
I think it's tomorrow. But I was like, our work isn't even doing like any. I thought it'd be cool if like work was like, hey, you know, if you dress up, there's a competition and we're going to give out $100 gift card. I still wouldn't do it because I don't care. But instead,
it's not in Saudi Arabia.
No, I mean, I'm just not. I don't care about dressing up for Halloween at work. But
well.
Anyway.
What about you, Jay Lucky? You dressing up for Halloween?
Oh, cut me off in the middle of my story.
Oh, I thought you were done.
No,
anyway.
No. Yeah, I was like, anyway, people are having a competition, but you're basically betting on yourself. Everybody's throwing in money that wants to throw in money, and then the winner takes all. You know, so.
I am not dressing up for work. We had a Halloween party last week for our residents, and first of all, your ears and even up.
I will be dressing up tomorrow for work because I was peer pressured into it by my manager, one of my managers, I should say. I'm going as Batman, if you couldn't tell.
Is that the show like, I'm a team player?
Yeah, pretty much.
He's a participator.
Yeah. I'm a participator, so this will be me.
See,
tomorrow.
That's what I said. You're a yes man.
Not a yes. Oh, I am not a yes man.
You're a yes man. Yep.
No, I'm just saying this will be me. How stupid do I look on the fucking...
Like a yes man.
Oh. So, yeah, that'll be me tomorrow. So I'm the only one. Although you dressed up last Wednesday for your thing.
If you call wearing a flannel shirt and jeans dressing up for Halloween, then yes, I dress up.
You were a country music fan?
I was a scarecrow, so I did put a little makeup on my nose and around my mouth. But other than that, I wore a flannel and jeans.
JB, didn't they used to call you the scarecrow back in the day because they could have stuck you in the field and scared away all the birds?
I don't think... What?
I didn't hear that, but I like it.
That's a new one to me, but I guess.
It's like shitting on me. It's fun.
No, thank you very much. Yeah, see, now that people can see me and see us, they realize that I'm actually the good-looking one of the group.
It's great, too, because I'm like now, like with where the camera's at.
That's not where it's going to be every week, just so you know. I'm going to put you front and center next week.
4% of me, which is like 28% of a normal person on the screen. But, yeah, so.
I just did what I could to not have those blinds in the shot, because it's kind of whack. How many viewers are we at? How's the chat going? Anything happening?
No chat. 5 viewers though.
Oh,
back up to 5.
Approaching 6.
Yeah. So.
Hey man, essentially no advertisement. I'm down with.
I'm going to post in there right now about joining us every week.
That's a good idea.
You know, join us every week.
Now's a good time to throw out some plugs. We have our Twitter, obviously, is at Wrestling Dorks. Check out Jay Lucky at Jay Lucky Sunshine. Check Sam out at The Real SCAV. Patreon.com/The Guerrilla Press. That's us. Our show is on Patreon. The Wrestling Dorks, unfortunately, are not on there yet for all of our content, but you'll be able to go on Patreon and catch all of the outtakes, which, as you saw at the beginning of this Twitch episode, there's always fucking outtakes because I'm a buffoon who doesn't know how to... I mean, if you got to see behind this, it's just a mess of wires and shit.
What's the Twitter handle for you? For the show?
At Wrestling Dorks.
It's just that, okay.
It's just at Wrestling Dorks. Okay. Yeah, no underscore or anything.
Okay.
For those of you who are listening only, please, you can be watching us live every Tuesday night after SmackDown between 10:15, 10:30. Just go into twitch.tv/wrestling_dorks. Or just search Wrestling Dorks. You'll find us. We're the only dorks, the only Wrestling Dorks on there. Catch us live. I think that there's also a way I'm going to be able to archive this video. And you don't have to watch it live, but I haven't figured that out yet because this is our first one. So.
Yeah, I put our Twitter handle on the chat in case somebody comes in that wants to watch it again. We hope you're enjoying it. It's our first episode on Twitch.
I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know why. It's really no different. Maybe because can you point it towards us? I just want to see how does it. You've been getting to watch us all night.
I don't really watch it. I just watch the chat to see if anything comes up. But like, I don't know. I think it'll help us engage.
Oh man, yeah. I got way too much of my fucking kitchen in that shot there.
Yeah, people will be able to see us, see who we are, see what we look like. Granted, that's only good for one of the three of us, but
yeah.
Whatever, you know.
Yeah, well, that's why
I told you perspective, by the way, you'd look super small.
I don't look super small.
Yeah, you do.
Well, yeah, your head is monstrous there. Look at, I guess
my head
it's
is monstrous to begin with.
It's a good thing that Wrestling Dorks thing is in the way. But yeah, I said to her, I was like, realistically, she should be sitting right in the middle because that's what people I mean, nobody wants to see our mugs. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to make this show like all about a girl. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, you don't want things to be a girl? You're against Evolution?
No.
Pay-per-view as well?
I'm saying, like, I don't want it to be people tune in to look at a girl.
I'm fine with that.
Really?
That gets us.
What if it was?
If that gets us viewers, which leads to what we're really hoping in, that this is something that we can do all the time because there's monetary backing and we can crank out content for our fans, then that's what matters.
Let me ask you, if it was your girlfriend.
What's a girlfriend?
Can you explain? Can you give a little definition?
I'm a wrestling dork, thus meaning I don't know what girlfriends are.
But hypothetically, hey, this is what we do on the show. It's your girlfriend, and she was agreeing to be on the show, much like Jay Lucky.
Okay.
Would you? I don't want to say exploit, because that's not the right word. That's really not the way I'm looking at it. It's not an exploitation.
What's the question?
But if you found that you got more hits and views if she was more prominently featured,
then let's do it.
Really?
Yeah.
And
if she don't care.
If she doesn't care, I guess. Okay. Well, I guess that's it. I just, for some reason, maybe it's my guilt instilled in me from youth and growing up and everything.
I mean,
I would feel like that's
wrong.
I
mean, it's terrible. Yeah, guilt. Maybe you're guilt because you're a terrible person.
It could be, but like I want to get over on, I'm using wrestling terms, get over on what we create, and not just because there's some bombs at the table. Do you know what I'm saying?
It's so funny. Like, you're all over the place.
Sorry.
Yeah, whatever. No, you're not. You want to get your eyeballs on your product, whatever it takes, and then you can win them over with your fucking content. But, you know, it's not like we're here on like a fucking sex cam.
No, and I get that. And I'm not saying like bikini, but I'm just saying like.
Oh, he's giving some ideas.
I will
That's
never be in a bikini.
No.
But you two are more than welcome to wear bikinis anytime you want on the show.
I say we just like start bringing in like random girls just to sit there in a bikini. And we'll pay her for the hour.
I mean, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want to get over on that. I want it to be, cause like if I wanted to have more people watch, honest to God, I could have her sit here in my seat.
And we'll go from 4 viewers to 5.
And like, and you know, low cut the shirt. She could sit like this for a little bit and just have some cleavage shots. And I bet you we would get a little bit more viewers, but I kind of refuse to do that though.
I'm thinking she refuses to do that.
No, I haven't given the option. I haven't really given her the option because I don't want to do that.
So let's just announce it in there. Jen, we want you to just, you know, low cut tops, sit hunched over at the desk and, you know, maybe tantalize our audience with a potential nipple or two.
Oh my. Why are you looking at
Let me ask you this.
You're asking me?
If I asked you to do that.
To show my nipples?
No, not show your nipples. I mean like, cause remember
that Christmas card?
Remember, I think it was like a year or two ago, we put out a tweet and it was you wearing your Enzo shirt and you were like pointing to the back of it and it was like the back of you and it was like showing like you in tight pants and your Enzo shirt. That was
you showing legs.
It was by far our most.
The best part was because of the way he posted 3 pictures and the first picture, because there were 3, it cropped them all, you know, until you click on it. It was just my butt.
Took up the whole picture.
Just took up the picture.
And in the 2+ years of our Twitter account, that is by far the most viewed tweet we've ever had.
Really?
So, oh yeah.
I thought we had one that crushed, like a WrestleMania one or something.
Well, not counting like a repost because those were videos that Dan gave us. Yeah. Not counting those.
I got you. I know what you're saying.
Do you know what I'm saying? But original tweets by far killed. So it's incredibly obvious if I were to just post pictures of her boobs or her butt or even her freaking awesome smile, like we would get over more on that. And I don't want that.
I want whatever the audience wants.
Oh. What does the audience want, Sam? Does the chat say,
show
more tits?
There's nothing in here. Nobody. Crazy Laney has made a comment.
Okay.
And it says, could she wear different costumes every week then?
That would be kind of fun.
So
we got to get her. And by costume, like have her dress as the New Day one week and like the Bar the next week, or just.
I mean, I think there, could be. There's so many potential things with Twitch, like, our punishments that we did, like when I had to drink that awful Bloody Mary.
Yeah.
Like, the chair shots.
That was a good Bloody
Mary. Chops. Bloody Marys are disgusting.
I'm telling you, brother, like, I don't want to.
Oh, thank you.
I refuse. I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm amazing or anything, but I saw this as a very untapped potential. because this is almost exclusively gaming. There are podcasts.
That's my only problem, though. If people only come here for gaming, are they going to want to sit and watch people crack jokes?
It cost us essentially nothing. I had to buy one adapter.
No, I know. I'm not saying
that. So
the
risk reward is so great on this.
Patty Wacker saying that that Jen could dress up like different wrestlers each week.
So that's what I said. Yeah,
that could be interesting if I could do that. We'll see.
Well, do you remember?
I say she looks just like Bastion Booger. If you remember him.
I was going to say, I was going to go the exact opposite and be
like,
oh, Bastion Booger.
Do you want to pull that up for her? You can show her who she looks like?
Oh, yeah, I'll show you some Bastion Booger.
I was going to say, do you remember that time Stacy Keibler was in that bra and panty match? You could dress up as her, but, we were talking about Stacy.
Bras and panties again.
No, I refuse to do that. I'm sorry. I have a little bit of standards.
Well, there's a Bastion Booger custom action figure.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, that's great.
That's probably too far away for them to see it.
Yeah,
and then here's real life Bastion Booger.
Oh.
You remind me a lot of the Bastion Booger. Do you remember Bastion Booger?
Oh, absolutely. I knew exactly what you were talking about. It kind of reminds me of myself when I look in the mirror.
He probably shaved his arm hair too.
Oh, yes, that's right. I forgot to tell everybody that for the Halloween party Friday night, I don't like saying this. Now that people can see me too, it kind of makes it like way different.
Self-consciousness.
Yes, here we go. The self-conscious. I shaved my hair up here.
Don't the podcast tell them you're talking about your
yeah, that's right. There is audio too.
Just a podcast.
From like the mid bicep up to the shoulder, I shaved completely. And
the more impressive part to me is you trimmed your forearms.
I did. And
you went away from being full Robin Williams.
I did.
And brethren like myself here. And he sold out.
Sold out. It feels like a sellout to me. Yeah, it really does.
You're the hater of Harry's.
It just feels like a sellout. And you know why?
Just like Mickey Abbott heightening.
It feels like a sellout because nobody fucking noticed. Nobody came up and said, gee whiz, you look like...
What did you expect? What normal human, even if they noticed?
I would have liked a little bit of... I'm not saying like a random party goer, I saw you 3 months ago, you were quite hairy. I meant her. She didn't say
I mean, you still have hair in your arms.
Did she stroke your arms
at
all?
You would have shaved your arms.
I'm not going to shave my arms.
Did she stroke your arms at all?
No.
So maybe she didn't notice because she didn't pet them.
You have hair in your arms. I don't know. I didn't stare at it.
But there's less. It's not as furry. I don't like this conversation.
But Jen, when you shave your mustache.
She is Italian, so.
I am Italian. There's going to be one.
And apparently it's going to happen at 50.
Patty Whack chiming in again. Saying that we could turn this whole thing into a wrestling cosplay situation. And then I'm thinking that would go right into wrestling cosplay porn.
Well, remember, we're not allowed to do any of that shit.
Well, we'll take it over to a cam network then.
Can we just get through episode 1 of Twitch without maybe getting into hardcore sex? We're allowed to talk about it. That's about it.
We have 4 viewers right now.
Oh, and one apparently is Patty Wacker.
Yeah, this Patty Wacker gentleman, he's very, very engaged with our brand.
Very engaged and very horny, apparently too. Is his thing.
Well, he said he didn't. He just said wrestling cosplay.
Oh, that's right. You're the horny one. You're the one that turned into sex.
Hey, according to Tapped Out Podcast, this is the horniest podcast.
That's true. We've been anointed the horniest wrestling podcast in the country.
Oh, I like that.
I wouldn't disagree. Yeah, I wouldn't disagree. Well, what do you think? Should we tie a bow on this? I'm kind of having too much fun.
Wrap it up? Yeah. Now, when we sign off,
I have to get up and walk over there.
But then I think I'm gonna do 2 signs. I'm gonna do my normal, later, but I'm also gonna look at the camera and give a devastating look.
A
devastating look? What are you gonna do to sign off? You're just gonna flop one up on the table or something? Or?
Flop one up on the table? You have a uniboob?
Apparently.
No, she's gonna whip and just right up on the table. She'll be like, goodbye, everybody.
No,
well, that'd be the worst time to go off the air. We'd get all the viewers.
You don't like things flopping on the table. You don't like that noise.
I like that noise.
No, you don't like. You don't. Like when I used to hit the table.
Oh, that's right. Well, that was yes.
Yeah, and the one day I did something, and you were like, "Don't hit that table."
I don't sound like that when I.
Maybe.
Come on. I don't do that.
Sam kind of sounds like that, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So anyways, I've already given the plugs, but make sure if you're watching us on Twitch that you follow us at Wrestling Dorks on Twitter. If you're listening to us on iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify, or Google Play, that you catch us on our new Twitch channel. This is episode 1 of that. Twitch.tv/wrestling_dorks. And check him out at the Real SCAV on Twitter for local high school. Still going on? Football?
Yeah.
That's the end of October, so I wasn't sure.
Playoffs start this week. I have a playoff game Friday.
Sorry, I talked to you in the middle of a burp there.
That might be my last football game, but hey, I'm covering field hockey tomorrow, baby.
He's on fire with these sports. And follow her at JLuckySunshine. Please do not forget to send your questions, like our friend Nick, to JLucky's mail sack at tappedouttgp@gmail.com. It's hard to remember all
this.
Or
you can just send me a message.
Yeah, DM her on Twitter. What do you call that? On DM?
Yeah,
sliding
DM.
into the DMs or something?
Yes.
You say that every week and you decided not to this week to make me look like an asshole?
I think I say it every week. But,
And check out our friends Tapped Out Pod at Tapped Out Pod on Twitter. And I believe that's everybody. Kind of had a lot of fun tonight, guys. Thank you for agreeing to... Honestly, this was my idea.
This is an evolution for us.
And you guys had to really... I'm sure that this was a stretch. Yeah. I'm sure this was a stretch for you guys because you don't want to be seen on camera, and you know what I mean. Like, I kind of got that feeling from you when we started it, when I brought the idea.
I mean, professionally, I wouldn't mind it, but this is not very professional.
No, I hear you, and I know you were very uncomfortable with it. But I really, really deeply appreciate it if I can be like weird and sappy for a moment. It's just this is my creative outlet, and I really enjoyed putting all this shit together. So I appreciate you guys doing this.
I didn't go to the gym tonight. There will be weeks I'll be on here sweaty and gross. And
we'll double our viewers.
You can't see gross.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not like you're going to come straight off the treadmill and then just jump in your seat. You're going to be sweat blowing off your body.
Like.
Yeah, we'll double our viewers.
There's weeks where I don't look this
that's
devastatingly happy.
I guess we could talk about it some other time, but she just learned about a thing called a foot fetish this week. You taught her about that on Sunday.
We'll cover that next
week.
Tune in. That's what we call in the business a tease.
There you go. Tune in next week when we teach Jay Lucky about foot fetishes. So anyways, thank you for listening to...
We'll have her show her foot next week.
Oh, that way you can flop one up on the table.
Talk about exploitation. So now we're going to do our sign-offs, correct?
We are going to do our sign-offs. Thank you for listening to episode 77 of the Guerrilla Press. We will catch you next week.
Later.
Oh my gosh, how can I top that?
You can't. Just do something.
Bye.